Hi, this is Shauna Ferguson, the teacher librarian from Columbia River High School. I'm excited to show you how to set up Sora on your school Chromebook today, and that will give you access to a lot of great ebooks and audiobooks that you can read or listen to either on your Chromebook, or you can also set this up on another personal device like a cell phone or a tablet. I'm going to start by going to Classlink. If you don't have Classlink automatically pop up in your browser when you launch Chrome, then you can always just Google Classlink, and then you're going to sign in with your school Google account. And once you're in Classlink, you should have the Sora app visible on your dashboard. If you don't, you can always search for it up here in the search bar, and then it just finds it for me. So Sora, the icon looks like kind of a little astronaut person. Sorry if you missed that. It looks like this. I'm assuming that's kind of a space guy, I'm not really sure. And Sora is connected to Overdrive. So when you had iPads, you might have been using Overdrive, and Sora works on Chromebooks and connects you to digital content that we've purchased for you, the different high school libraries, and also you can connect it to the public library for free. So when you get to this screen, you're going to use your Vancouver School District account. If that button's not there, you can always search for Vancouver School District. And when I get to this first page, I'm going to see content that is owned by the different district libraries, and you have access to check out materials that might have been purchased by some of our other librarians. So clearly you'll see that there's some elementary and middle school selections, but if you look at popular subjects, a really great way to find some free reading is to look specifically under the young adult fiction and the young adult literature. I'm hoping to buy more books to add to our collection, so I would love to get your feedback, and I'll work with your English teachers on finding out what some books might be that are really popular or that you can't easily access through the public library, and we can get copies for you. These are some books that I purchased this summer for you. I just read Clap When You Land the other day, but you can see if it's checked out, you can always place a hold on it. So those are currently checked out. And then this book, which I also read this summer, is available, and I could borrow that book. So you'll notice that I can quickly see which ones are available right now and which ones I might need to place a hold on. And no doubt this collection is not very extensive at the moment. However, I can connect it to the public library, and that's going to expand my selections to thousands of possible books that I could check out through Fort Vancouver. And so if I want to go back, I just went up to the sort of hidden menu. And when I do that, I could certainly change my picture and my name, but I can add a library. And everybody should have a free account already with Fort Vancouver Regional Library. And I can say, yes, this is my library. And it looks like they have automatically connected me. So in the past, I had to enter a library card number and a password. Let's see what happens when I try to check out a book. You'll notice when you see the books that show up that this includes adult content as well as children's content and young adult content. So it's really your discretion to choose the book that's the right fit for you. And you might want to check with your teacher to make sure you've chosen a book that fits a particular assignment. But when I scroll down, I can see that for young adult fiction, there are several thousand titles, and possibly I want to read a sports book and I want to look at some of the adult options. Many of these books you can place holds on if they're already checked out. Sometimes they have multiple copies, so you should get a notification when your holds become available. There are ways to filter so that you see just what is currently an option for checkout. So if you're somebody who is looking for a book right now and you don't want to place holds, or maybe you want to do a combination, if I go to preferences in the left-hand corner, I can change the selection where it says I want to see everything to say I want to see what's available right now. And there's certainly some other options in there that I can sort through. But now I can see that if I am interested in paper butterflies, I could read a sample, which is really nice. I could always put it in a wish list if I don't want to read it right now, but I want to remember that I want to read it later, or I can borrow that book. When I'm ready to borrow, you do need to enter your Fort Vancouver Regional Library card number. And so for your digital access through the school, you can use 98661 000 and then your 6-digit student ID. So I'm just going to make one up. Your PIN number is the year you were born. So if you were born in 2004, it's 2004, and then I'll sign in. I don't have a student card, so I'm not able to sign in this way, but that way you'll be able to access your books, and it should remember that sign in now that you've been in to set up your account. Okay, I'm going to show you now how to view your books and open your books in Sora. I went ahead and connected my personal library account so that you could kind of see what it looks like when you're using two different libraries. So I'm going to go back into Sora through Classlink. And since I've already logged in before, it saved my login. And I downloaded one book from the Vancouver Library. It's an audiobook called Long Way Down. It's a fabulous book by Jason Reynolds. And then these other books are books that I checked out through the public library. So what's great is that I can see all of my checkouts at once after I add the Fort Vancouver Library and sign in with my library card number. So I can always go to my bookshelf specifically and see all of my books. It will let me know when things are due. Since I just made this connection, it's still downloading some of those other books. But if I want to open the audiobook by Jason Reynolds, it has some really fun features. One of the ones I like the most is that you can set a timer. So if you're somebody who likes to listen to a book while you're going to sleep at night, or maybe you're doing something during a workout, I could set it so that it plays for half an hour and then will shut off for me. There is a way to bookmark, even though it's an audiobook. And there is also a table of contents. And so I can quickly go between chapters if I need to get something for an assignment or a quote. And then there are some tips and secrets that they give you about how to use the Sora app with an audiobook. So let's take a quick look at a print book and see how that compares to the audiobook. Some of the features are a little bit different. So when I open up this book, I have it open to chapter 1. And there's a lot of menu options that in some ways are in the way of what I actually want to do. And I can certainly go between chapters here or find my bookmarks. There's some tips and secrets. I can also look at my settings and think about the lighting as well as the size of the text and scale, and kind of see what makes the most easiest reading experience for me. And I also can tap on the screen, and that gets rid of all of those extra options. And then I can scroll between pages. So let's look at how you can actually return a book if you're no longer reading it, or maybe you want to renew a book. So I'm going to go to my shelf in Sora. And if I scroll down the page, maybe I've finished the audiobook that I checked out. So I should be able to look at either options right here or tap on the picture. So it looks like I might be able to renew it if there aren't any holds on it. I can return it. I can also open up, and this doesn't really work in a notes and highlights feature for audiobooks that I've seen, but for typical books, I might be able to take a quick look at my highlights and notes that I made. And those should be saved even after I return a book. And then there's just some extra details. So I'm just going to say I'm finished with this and I'll return it so that somebody else can check it out.